all good.
Really, really just we do it to like psych people out. It's kind of like that's the thing we're going for.
Hey, do I need a
To show
lawyer?
that
Do I need a lawyer, Denosa?
no, no. Okay.
All
Were
right.
you present? I'm getting right into it. Okay.
Yeah, get into it.
Were you present during a meeting with members of the DOJ and other judges or judge and some
I'm present for a lot of those. You're gonna have to be specific, Denosa.
specifically, I believe it might have been yesterday,
Uh,
with a Mercy Shilling, and Judge Luna, and a clerk
yeah.
Moses.
Yes, I was present for that. Are you
Okay.
talking about? To be specific, there was one instance. It wasn't really a meeting. It was just a dick swing. But when she called
Okay.
everyone away from the mayor, saying, "What was it? Everyone that works for me, follow me." Situation.
Everyone works for her, so follow her.
Yeah.
So she was asserting authority over people that
Yes.
don't work for her.
Myself. It's a bit complicated, Denozo. I wish it wasn't as complicated. Technically, the head of bar and the head of DOJ run the DOJ. But at the time, there was a emergency executive order pushed, which basically stripped them of that. It's a thing.
Yeah, which is at the order number like 23 or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of the orders. It was the Chief Justice order.
Yeah, I think that's 26.
So she said that because of that order. Wow. 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 Wow.
So in our legislation, in our constitution, does DOJ have the say or the authoritarian power to appoint a chief justice, or is that within only the DOJ, which is directed by Hank?
And let me just clarify this because I don't wanna say this wrong. Limitations, financial oversight. Sorry, I'm reading the Constitution slash mayoral SOP real quick. City Council. Let's see. Penal, civil, criminal. Constitution according to. As it is currently written in our legislation and or constitution, it is nowhere clarified who or what party bears the responsibility to appoint a chief justice.
So
Now, I
from the
can.
sounds of it, is that she just assumed that authoritarian position to decide whether or not who gets put in?
That can be said, yes, based on the constitution. I can reference SOP, but SOP, like we told the police, is not law.
Yeah, it's not law. Because I'm trying to read through this here right now, and I've been going through it, and everything that I see, where as far as when there's emergency authority and stuff like that. Um, sorry, 1 second. Hello.
Hello, Sarge. We got Dr. House at PD inquiring about something that happened last night with Dumas.
Okay.
He's asked for your help on it.
Okay. I'm just with Judge Vance right now at the moment. If he can wait there, then I can be with him in a second. If not, then I can reach out to him and then have him meet up with me in a little bit. It's up to him. I'm just gonna be tied up for a few minutes here.
Doc, do you want to wait here whilst he's just finishing up something?
No, Hunter, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
It could
not.
it could be any it could be anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes. Just let him know because I'm trying to. It could be a minute because I'm trying to. It's an investigation. So
He said he can be anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. Okay, apparently he's in no rush.
okay.
You
All right.
sound crazy.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, House is here because he has a civil suit pending against Mr. Dumas. And is
Yeah.
probably here to ask if the warrant has been resolved or not.
Um.
I mean, I can sum it up for you, right? Nowhere in our constitution
I
and
don't
our
see his warrant active
legislation
anymore, so I think it might have been resolved.
it might have, but nowhere in any of the legislation posted does it ratify the positions held within the DOJ, who controls it, who bears responsibility for it, and who appoints anything.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, we, and this is more internal, we are operating off of what we have been told that Ms. Schilling would operate as head of bar and Mr. Hank would operate as head of DOJ, and at the time, Aristotle Hall would be the Chief Justice, where
Okay.
we would
Which
assume them to be holding positions of equivalent power, meaning they run, manage, and control the entirety of the DOJ.
in an SOP.
Yeah, that's a guideline.
Yeah, but it's
It's
not
not
law though.
No, it's not. It's nowhere it's written in law.
So if the mayor, so it is currently not unconstitutional for the mayor to enact an executive emergency legislation to appoint a. I'm asking this not from an investigative point, but I'm asking this from a legal point, given that you're a judge and you obviously deal with this on a daily basis. If the mayor or puts on emergency executive legislation, right, and it's to appoint a chief justice, there's nothing unconstitutional about that, given that it's supposed to go through his. If he does that, then it goes
Yeah.
through his council, correct?
See, it's very complicated in essence. In essence, what we have is a constitution where if it's not covered, we're supposed to be using the U.S. Constitution as a backstop to do these things. Now, as per U.S. Constitution, there's separations of power, but in most cases, in the U.S. president can appoint a chief justice if voted in by Congress. Now, to bring that into scope, we have a mayor and a council. So if the mayor appoints one and it is agreed upon by council, then it is good to go.
Which would then supersede SOPs because SOPs are guidelines, not law.
Correct. Correct. SOP can't dictate any sort of constitutional violation, and or that will always take precedent. Any sort of constitutional legislation will always supersede any sort of SOP. Even the police, if they are told on the SOP to search anyone they want, that is constitutional violations, and
Yeah.
they get, same applies to us. If we have a SOP telling us bench trials are this long and can only have X and Y, but in essence that's a violation of someone's constitutional rights, then it is still a constitutional violation, even if it's SOP.
Okay. Okay. So when you were at the meeting and with them and everything in there, what was the Do you remember exactly what was said as far as was there
Mm,
anything along the lines of said like, I'm your boss?
that was said as we walked in. Uh, s- Basically with the mayor there. Uh, but the sentence said was, uh, we do not recognize the legislation. Uh, all judges that work for me follow me, and then everyone followed. I stuck outside for like a minute because at that point I'm in between everything, which is a bit frustrating. But I've been put in between everything, and if I don't follow to them, they'll fire me. If I do follow, then I'm turning my back on a mayor that has put trust in me. So to me, I'm in between everything, and it's fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, I mean, you're also then going against the Constitution, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
I
you're
was
just
in
taking the
such
word
a
from somebody.
yeah, I was in such a hard place because per the guidelines given to us, I I cannot go against what she says because she controls my bar. She can ultimately remove my bar and get me off the bench. But as per the mayor's legislation, at
But
that
is the bar
time,
linked with the Department of Justice, though?
yes, the bar is linked. In essence, how it operates is you have the head of bar that is one of the major oversights. She controls your bar license, my bar license, any lawyer's bar license, any judge, justice, whatever you want to call it. And if at any point she deems it fit and that you are not a fit, be that you have fucked up legally, you have committed a crime or anything, she can revoke your bar and get you off the bench. In essence, she can fire me then and there
I
if
mean, but
she's.
that, for you to fear that, though, I mean, that just doesn't seem like it's almost like, I mean, I mean, it'd be wrongful termination, to be honest, if you got terminated because you didn't follow, because you're following the Constitution and not their SOP,
Correct. But
or just a
even
fucking
if I did
uprising.
argue wrongful termination, that would not hold up because currently it's not been ratified anyway. Do we operate as an at will state or what do we go by? If it's at will, she can and will fire me at any given point in time. And
Yeah, but is it at will though, or no?
I don't know. It's not ratified. There's no.
Yeah, I mean, so you can't. I mean, just because you can't use whatever is in favor to fire somebody, right? Like, oh well, if it's not there, I can at will you, right? But if it's not, you know, what I mean, you can't use that in your favor.
Yeah, you
If
also
it's not,
can't just say we as DOJ aren't recognizing your legislation because fuck you. There's no legislation giving them the authority to do so. Nothing tells her or them they can do that. Yet nothing tells them they can't do that. So there's two sides of the argument as well. Nothing's telling them yes you can do that, but nothing's telling them no they can't do that. What there is an emergency executive part of that legislation which gives Chris the authority to push things. And once it's pushed, it's law. That is the problem.
I mean, so technically they did go against the Constitution. Then, if he's the one that pushed it, right? Because he has the right to do it, and then they're going against it, saying, "No, I'm the boss."
For all intents and purposes, yes, once the mayor pushes out an emergency executive order that takes immediate effect, it can be revoked within 4 days by the council or the
But by the
DOJ.
council, though,
Yeah. Let me read that because I
because how can
have to.
DOJ interject in something that, if the council is there, right? They're going how can it's that means that the DOJ can essentially just decide whether or not anything's going to happen, no matter what
Because
position.
the separations of power, that wall has been broken down to be basically non-existent. This whole thing gives DOJ authority over the mayor whenever he does anything. The legislative, judicial, and I always forget the third one. But the three branches, there is no separation at the moment. The way this is written, there's no separation. Let me find an executive emergency
So any
executive
executive orders
authority.
that he decides to put through, they could just go against it because there's no separation.
Correct. So this is
So what's
written
the point of putting him in then?
when immediate action is required and a council vote cannot reasonably be attained, the mayor may issue temporary executive order, provided a good faith effort was made to contact the council. And he did. There was no one around because I was present when he pushed the legislation on Chief Justice, and Larry Douglas was present when he did the other three. No, not Larry. Dan West. So he how this is written, in such circumstances, the executive order shall be reviewed and approved by the highest available authority in the following order: Chief Justice, any sitting justice, which is myself and Dan, head of the bar, chief game warden, and chief of police. He followed those steps. Approval by the highest available reviewing authority shall permit the executive order to take immediate effect. A subsequent review. Any executive order issued without prior council approval shall be presented to the council at the next available meeting or within 4 days, whichever occurs first. The council may ratify the executive order, amend it, revoke it, allow the executive order to expire. Limitation on authority. Executive orders shall not suspend constitutional protections, override judicial decisions, modify criminal convictions, permanently amend the Constitution, or circumvent legislative review where such a review is reasonably available. So even in this specific instance, he followed every step he had to follow. He didn't need more approval other than a justice that he did go to get what he needed for the legislation to go, or the executive orders to go through. The only way this gets pushed down now is the council have to, if they want to push this down, grab their balls, host a meeting, and push it down. That is how this is written. That is how they push it up.
The council, though,
stop
not
it.
DOJ
Yes.
or.
The executive. So that's the review part. Where is it? Emergency actions approved by the. Let's see. Emergency authority in times of crisis, emergency, disaster, or immediate threat to public safety. The mayor may convene an executive emergency committee consisting of the mayor, the council president, the council. The executive emergency committee may authorize temporary emergency actions necessary to preserve public safety, government operations, emergency response efforts, critical infrastructure, and governmental continuity. So this is the first part of all this. Emergency actions approved by a majority of the executive emergency committee shall take effect immediately. When council members are unavailable and emergency action cannot reasonably await council review, the mayor may issue temporary emergency executive order. In such circumstances, a good faith effort shall be made to obtain review and approval from the highest available, which is Chief Justice, that bit. Approval by the highest.
What section is this? Is in the Constitution? Is this under
section 3,
Emergency
section
authority?
3B. Yeah, section 3B.
Yeah. Okay.
You can read from A because executive orders start at A.
So this is what I've been going through and reading and trying to get an understanding of how this is happening, right? So, like in a time of crisis, emergency, disaster, immediate threat, public safety, the mayor may convene an executive emergency committee consisting of the mayor, the council president, the treasurer, council president, which would be Phoebe, the treasurer, which has there been a treasurer appointed?
The treasurer is Tots, I believe.
Okay. Council member at large, business, and then council member. So those are council members. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't there 5 council members though?
Yeah, there should be, but I do know they've been short-handed for. But I don't know who's not available, what's happening there. But I know they've been very short-handed. Now, if you go a bit down more, section 5, checks and balances, executive order review requirement. Executive orders are intended to address urgent governmental, administrative, or emergency matters when ordinary legislative procedures are impractical or unavailable.
Yeah, which is when you don't have a chief justice for checks and balances of everybody below, then it's an impact on standard procedures, right? So like if there's no chief justice around and then I'm gonna use an example, and this doesn't leave here, okay?
Yeah.
There was a situation that took place with a judge, right? And there was a couple issues that had taken place with the judge, okay? And the issues were brought forward, and it went to the head of the bar, but nothing came down from it. Now, from my understanding, right, is that something that the chief justice would handle, correct?
As a combination of chief justice, head of bar, and head of DOJ. However, as head of bar, she was well within her authority to issue out any sort of punishment she deemed fit. Again, there's no guideline. There's no set procedure. Nothing saying that this is what she had to do. She could have simply gone, "Well, I don't agree, so I'm not taking him off the bench."
Hmm.
But as to the mayor's situation, Section 5 then touches on emergency executive authority. So when he's tried to push not executive, when he's trying to push an executive order and he was not able to get an emergency council together, then it goes down to this section. It ties into this section. Because then, when immediate action is required and a council cannot reasonably be obtained, the mayor may issue a temporary executive order. Provided a good faith effort was made to contact the council. In such circumstances, the executive order shall be reviewed and approved by the highest available authority, which is Chief Justice, then a judge. It says justice, it's a judge because we don't have justices. It's judge or magistrate. So judge, and then head of bar, and then game warden, and then chief of police.
Okay. So do you think that the wording is being used as a sitting justice that because if they're not, nobody's a justice and they're judges? Or is that known that, okay, a justice is a judge? Like, should this be
No,
changed to a
it's
sitting
it's a
judge?
known thing. No, it's a known thing that a judge. So when we restructured the DOJ, I say we them, it was known that we no longer have justices. We have magistrates and a judge, and then we have deputy chief justice and a chief justice.
Okay, so when it says here that any sitting justice, that means judge.
Yes, any sitting judge.
Okay.
Welcome in, bullshit. Approval
Which means
by
we,
the
you,
yes.
West, Morgan.
Yes. Anyone that holds the title judge and not just not a magistrate. Let me be very clear. Not magistrate.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
refers to a
yeah.
judge.
Okay.
So if I'll go have a look at it now. I just don't want to scroll all the way back down. Subsequent review then leaves the subsequent review wholly and entirely up to the council. There is nothing here saying the DOJ has to, other than that bit of go to a judge to have it looked at. So after that is done, it's not up to the DOJ to veto or ignore this. They don't have that power.
Here, I guess here's another question, right?
Yes.
Can you provide me the?
Can I provide you the what?
Sorry, every time I go to, let me hold on. Can you provide me with the names of every magistrate, judge, whatever that you have in their titles?
Yeah, I can.
You have that information?
Yeah, I have it on me.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to, you could either you know what I could do? I'm gonna send you a request for it's gonna be like a request for an interview, and you could just
The reason I have it on me is we have a roster. Like the police have a roster, we have a roster on the MDT.
Oh, okay. So you can't. Okay, so just
yeah.
so just read them off to me, and just give me, and I'll just type the names, and I'll put the title next to it, and I'll work from there.
Do you want only the judges and the magistrates?
Yeah, because I think well then like your entire archy is far from I guess judge and up. Because magistrate, you said can't do anything anyway, so I don't need. That's not going to be pertinent to this situation because they're not even on the They don't show it in the Constitution. So from magistrate up.
All right. All right, magistrates. Kit O'Leary, but I don't think they ignore that one. That one's not relevant. That one hasn't ever clocked in. I think. Okay, so Jackson Darling is a magistrate.
You said last name Darling?
Yeah, Darling. Delta Alpha Romeo Lima India November Golf.
Okay.
All right. Then I've got Paul Castellano, which is a magistrate.
Okay.
Elliot Capecci, who is also a magistrate.
Oh, sorry, what was the name?
Elliot Capecci. So ELL.
EAPP.
Yeah, no, C Charlie Alpha Papa Echo Charlie Charlie India.
Okay.
Right, that's all the magistrates. We only have 3 magistrates. Now,
Okay. And then now judge.
yeah, sitting judges are William Doom. I'll have a read
Last
at
name
what you
said
said
what?
now.
Doom.
Yeah, Doom. DOOM.
Okay.
Then Georgia Woods.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to get this all back in order again. Franklin Malarkey.
How do you spell that last name?
Mike Alpha Lima Alpha Romeo Kilo Yankee.
Okay.
All right. Silvio Rico.
Said Sylvia Rico.
Silvio. Thanks, Wes.
Silvio Rico. Okay.
Johnson Long.
Okay.
Dan West.
Okay.
Morgan Luna.
Okay.
Sydney Thod.
You said Thud.
Thod. Tango Hotel.
Uniform Delta.
Yeah. No, not the uniform. Oscar. Tango Hotel
Oh,
Oscar
okay.
Delta.
Okay.
Talon Vance.
Fucking guy. Okay.
Vito Giordano.
How do you spell that?
Golf India Oscar Romeo Delta Alpha November Oscar.
Okay.
Aristotle Hall.
Okay.
Do you need the full name? Do I need to spell the full one?
Aristotle. Like, how do you spell the first name? AR.
Yeah, it's Alpha Romeo India Sierra Tango Oscar Tango Lima Echo.
Hall. You said last name Hall.
Yeah, well, that's Hotel Oscar Alpha Lima Echo.
Hotel Oscar Alpha Lima Echo.
Correct.
Okay.
Larry Douglas.
Okay.
Eric Pike Hunter.
How about a K or a C?
It's a C. And then, interestingly enough, there is someone listed as Chief Judge, which is, I don't know if it's Deputy Chief Justice or Chief Justice. I can give that name to you as well.
You said Chief Judge?
Yeah, it's listed as Chief Judge, but I don't know if the MDT roles are a bit iffy and they just haven't made a deputy or what the case is. I can just give you the role as listed here, which is Chief Judge.
Okay.
That is Coyote Russell.
How do you spell Coyote? C.
Charlie Oscar Yankee Oscar Tango Echo.
And you said last name
Russell. Double S, double L.
Okay.
Then listed as Bar Association. There's only
let me. Okay, hold on 1 second. So all right. So that's all for magistrate to judge, right?
yeah, that's
And there's
from
a chief judge.
yeah, that's from magistrate all the way up to chief judge.
Okay, and there's no other like titles.
No, the only other title is Bar Association.
Okay. Okay, and then what's that?
That is the Bar Association is well, That's what I've been saying. The head of bar and the head of the DOJ, which basically control the DOJ. There's two people listed, and I can give them to you when you're ready.
Okay.
Hank Holloway.
Okay.
And Mercy Schilling.
SCHILLING.
Correct.
And that's the bar. That's just the bar association for listed as bar association, correct?
Yeah, they are listed as bar association. I can check if I open up.
What now? But isn't Hank Callaway Department of Justice though?
Yeah, no, they are Department of. So this all falls under the Department of Justice. As a, how can I put it?
As a one major entity.
Yeah, as one entity, the Department of Justice, and all these roles are then subcategorized as bar association, judge, chief judge, magistrate. That is how they are listed for us to look
Okay,
at.
but shouldn't there be a separation of Department of Justice and bar association? Because technically they are.
In essence, what should be happening is, and as it was explained, yet again, not in legislation, but it just explained to us, was that the head of the DOJ and the head of bar, which falls under the Bar Association, would initially take a very active role in setting up how the DOJ is formed, the vision of the DOJ, and as it progresses, they would slowly take a step back, allowing the Chief Justice to take control, with them only being an oversight to the Chief Justice, working alongside him. But the Chief Justice would then be the full oversight to the DOJ and be addressing any legislative or constitutional concerns. They would
So
take
who's the
a
current Chief Justice? And is there an appointed Chief Justice?
the appointed Chief Justice at the time and currently, to my knowledge, is still Aristotle Hall. I don't know. His rank has been changed apparently in the MDT, but he was the sitting Chief Justice, and to my knowledge,
So
no.
is that the same as Chief Judge then?
Yes, yes, it's one
Now,
and the same.
how did Coyote Russell get?
I don't know. I don't know.
How did the Chief Judge become? Do you see? Is there like a record of when this role was added to this individual?
I can have a look. So I just need to find it again. Chief Judge. There is jobs, career timeline. Promoted to Chief Judge on June 21st, 2026. Because Mercy does not like that he is using her own wounds against her. She is pissed and won't on her way to do things that are legal when she could have simpler things. She could have just positioned. Okay, so I'm caught up now. Human skin jacket. She could have just positioned the council to veto all of it. That is literally what could have
By
been
who?
done. I cannot see who appointed him. I've
Really?
no
Does
way
it
of-
show you?
No, it doesn't show me.
Okay, and does it show what date that Aristotle Hall was appointed?
Yes, I can go have a look for you. Aristotle. Alright, he was appointed as Chief Judge on May 23rd, 2026. I cannot see when he was pushed down to just judge. I cannot see when that happened to him. I could just go look at it, his profile, probably. Careers, no. June 17th is when he was. He's been made a judge since June 17th. So he was probably demoted on that day. Jordan.
On June 17th, he was given the title of judge.
Correct, which is
So
fair
from
to
the
assume.
23rd to the 17th, so less than a month, he was the chief judge.
Yes.
When was the okay? Can you see any activity? Because we could see individuals' activity
Yes, I
as
can
far
see
as the
activity.
department goes. Okay, can you give me the activity for Aristotle Hall?
Yeah. Let me just pull it back up. Uh,
Like when is the last time, or like, was there any activity from him between the dates of the 23rd and the 17th?
yes, I can see back for the last 30 days. I can't see prior to that. So I can only see back to June 17th. From
Okay,
now back to the June 17th is what I can see.
okay. So has he been active since June 17th?
June 17th, he put in 2.6 hours. So probably 2 hours and 40 minutes, and he hasn't clocked in since. Uh, I can't see prior to that. I have no idea what happened prior. Uh, no, I can't see prior. So, mm, I think it was June 17th. His rank changed. No.
Yeah, the same day he got his rank, the same day he was given the title of judge is the day he worked 2 hours and 45 minutes, and then hasn't been seen
Yes.
since.
I wish I could see prior to this, but I can't. I can testify that he wasn't around, but I can't physically
That's
see
all right.
it
I mean,
to
this is
prove it.
hard factual evidence that shows that. All right,
Mm-hmm.
now from June, so from the 17th of June to now, has Coyote Russell been active as the chief judge?
There's not been a single hour clocked on his profile, no. I know he was around on the day he got appointed. I'd seen him. I saw Hank promoting him as deputy chief justice or whatever he was. I don't know, but it could just be that he wasn't aware of clocking on. So he could have probably done some time there, but as per this, no hours have been clocked. I'm loving this OP though, the story that's being pushed, right? Because I'll show.
Okay. I mean, that makes, I mean, that puts into, I'm just trying to build around this to
Mm,
understand the reasonings for these complaints being brought to us, correct? Like, we need to build, we can't just, automatically assume everything
no,
is what
no,
it
no,
is,
no,
right?
no,
So
no, no. I get it.
so I'm asking these questions because this builds around the time, right? So now I have a timeline of that for the reasonings for like these executive orders, correct? Like there needs to be obviously reasons for these to be put into place, and whether or not the primary complainant has done this or not, has spoken to this. Um, at least we have documentation, showing this.
Mm-hmm.
One sec. Yellow.
Per
What's up?
legislation, monkey, yes. Per DOJ, no.
Mm-hmm. Just put into our email chain.
Hunter,
Just
Peanut, if you go off to
what's
Vance, I'll
that?
drop the charges.
Yeah, yeah. Just in our government email, you could just say,
Well,
hey, listen,
okay.
I'm heading out of taking some vacation time. I'll be heading out of town. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing. I don't think there's anything mandatory. I've never been told about anything for putting in a formal all away or anything like that. But if you're just going to wage, I would just throw it in there and then you'd be good. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, just put it in there and you'll be fine. Alrighty. Yeah, enjoy your vacation. All right, bye. You see what I'm saying though? Like I want to have because I need to be able to go off. So I can't just all of a sudden.
No, no,
I
you
need.
can't work on assumptions. You have to get the facts
Yeah.
before you can even consider a complaint.
Um, I need to talk to Hank.
You ever
If I
been
send you
gas?
something, can you? If I send you something, can you put in word for word what you told me about your meeting and whatnot?
Yeah, you can send me a statement request.
Yeah, I put one in.
You ever been gaslit before? Like properly gaslit by someone that thinks they're smarter than you?
Plead the fifth.
Uh, just be ready when you have your conversations and interview with some of the DOJ. That is what you're gonna get.
Oh, I don't listen. I go by based off of if the statements are clearly that case, right? It doesn't help anybody but us or the investigator. It helps us paint a better picture, right?
Correct.
So statements are how we come to our determinations, right? That's how everything's done, right? That's how we come to a clear and present fact, right? Statements are going to matter if we have multiple statements from individuals, obviously that corroborate with each other, and then we have statements from other people that are going completely against it, and it's very little to corroborate. Then I mean, obviously, listen, you're a judge. We see it every day, so
Yeah, the main difference, Denozo, I try not to fucking be the guy that walks up to you and think, or present this aura that I'm smarter than you and I'm gonna gaslight and or just tell you what you should think and what is correct.
oh, trust me, I heard it firsthand. The comments made by I'm not going to say who, but I've heard comments in passing when walking by me saying that you wouldn't be able to do anything against me. I would mop the floor with you.
And that is what you're gonna have to deal with. Now look, when I'm up on the bench, right, when I'm ruling on a case, that is the only ever time I will somewhat swing a dick because I have to. It's literally my
Oh
job.
yeah.
But when I step off that bench, I don't give a shit, brother.
Well, my response to everybody that says something like that to me is like, listen, I was like, I don't care what you think you can or can't do to me or what you're going to do. I just need facts. So either you provide that or, you can not provide it. It's just nothing. I'm not going to force people. I'm not going to get, roped into a dick swinging contest.
Yeah.
I got enough
I
going
didn't
on in my
get
life. I don't need
that
to deal with that shit.
100%, bro. You're stepping into. I'm just being honest with you. You're stepping into an investigation that is basically gaslighting and dick swinging every step of the way.